everybody, Mark V. Dub with Gardening Gone Wild. Welcome back to the greenhouse. I hope you're having a great day today. It's February, can you believe it? The second day of February, and we still have a lot of snow here in Utah. In fact, this has been one of the best snow years in a long time in the state of Utah. I know it's probably not something we all want to have to drive in or walk in, but guess what? We need the water, especially for those garden enthusiasts that we are. You know, every time a new year begins, I like to look back on the past year that I've spent in my greenhouse and garden. I like to think about all the successes, the accomplishments, the failures, the challenges, the memorable experience that I've had, and the teaching moments that I want to share with you. Since we're all in this together, right, we are, learning together and helping each other out is probably the best way, I think, to getting things done and being successful. And this week, I'm sharing with all of you a few of my top takeaways from the year 2022. Can you believe it's 2023 already? It's amazing how time's flying. Crazy stuff. I'm hoping that you'll all be able to learn from things that I'm going to share with you here and be able to use those in your greenhouse or in your garden. Now, when I say greenhouse, I know there's many of you out there that have your own little greenhouses. And then when I say gardens, I know most everybody out there has a garden. Hey, if you don't, let's learn together. I'll teach you as much as I can. I don't know everything, but I do know a lot of things. I've had a lot of experience in gardening, and I've had a lot of experiences in the greenhouse as well, okay? I enjoy talking with other people, being able to learn from them. Like I said, I don't know everything, and when I can learn something new from somebody, hey, it makes my life a lot better. Now, everyone who grows and works in a greenhouse or a garden has valuable things to share, right? And when we take time to listen, and then we really listen with the intent to learn something, it makes us better growers and better gardeners. Now, for a number of reasons, 2022 was a great year for me in the greenhouse and garden. And the number one reason it was a great year is that I was out in the greenhouse and garden more often than I have been in years past. This brings me joy. It helps me because not a lot of you know, I try not to get this out there, but hey, I'm one of the millions who suffer with depression. And anytime I can get out in the garden, anytime that I can get out in nature, it really does my soul good. So I'm hoping that 2023, I'm going to be able to spend a lot more time out in the garden, a lot more time in the greenhouse, teaching you and helping you learn how to plant seeds, how to transplant your plants, and many, many other things. Now, I work at a job where I teach school. And in my job, I am very blessed to be able to be in a greenhouse all day long. Now, you're probably asking, Mark, why would you want to go home and spend time in a greenhouse when you've spent 8 hours in your day in a greenhouse? Hey, it's simple. I love it. I love working in the greenhouse. I love teaching. I love learning. I love experimenting. And I love to teach the kids that I teach in school. Okay? They're awesome. Now, of course, remember, we have to have moderation in all things. You can't spend all of my time out here. I do have a family. I do have kids that have needs. I do have kids that love sports. I have a wife that needs me once in a while. So there's a balance to all things, right? We just have to remember that there's a balance to all things. Now, for me to prepare and provide instructional videos for you, I need to be out in the greenhouse. I need to be out in the garden more. Of course, right now, here in Utah, I've still got about 8 to 10 inches of snow on my lawn outside. It's nice and warm in here in the greenhouse because it's been a sunny day. Of course, up in the mountains, we've got tens of feet of snow up there because amazing moisture that's come through from the coast of California over the Sierras right here into Utah. Okay, so spending time in the greenhouse in 2022, spending time in the garden in 2022, it has really provided me a plethora of ideas and guidance that I want to share with you this year, 2023, okay? So here are the top 5 things that I learned from 2022. Number 5, be patient. A quote I heard from a renowned gardener is, nature never hurries, but everything is accomplished. Wow, imagine that. Too often we want to get in a rush, we want to get in a hurry, we want our experiments to hurry up and show us what we want to know so that we can try something different in the garden or greenhouse if we need to, okay? Immediate results don't always come. So be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your learning, with your gardening, your greenhouse growing. Be patient with planting seeds with different soils and nutrients. Be patient with your wife, your family, your partner, whoever you may be that's there helping you or supporting you, okay? Now, the number 4 thing that I've learned in the greenhouse is to trust in yourself. What does that mean? Well, don't gauge your success by other people's successes. Okay, we're all different. We all do different things differently. So remember that. Just don't think that other people are looking down on you. Do what you do and do it good. And improve on it, okay? Learn from others. And take what you like and apply it into your own greenhouse and garden, okay? You know, in this day and age, we're bombarded by technology and information galore. And if we're not careful, we can get into the information overload mode, I like to call it, and become frustrated and give up too easily. This leads me to number 3 of the top 5 things I've learned in 2022. Don't give up. Planning is vital to anything we do in life, whether it's with your career, your family, your church, your community, whatever. Even in your greenhouse and garden, you need to plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Most of us are experiencing the cold season right now, so this is a great time to sit down on your sofa, your love seat, or maybe your easy chair by a toasty fire, grab a hot cup of cho, or joe as some people like to call it, and think about the things that you want to do in 2023, okay? Where are you going to plant your crops? What seeds do you want to start? How much do you want to plant? Writing down all the successes and failures that you've had and all the accomplishments. That's so important year after year after year because we become better. We become more better stewards. More better? Okay, something like that. Really? More better? Okay. Now, this leads me to the next second top thing I've learned in 2022. That is to ask for help. Hey, there's a plethora of information out there. Like I talked about earlier, the internet is full of gardening information. You can learn how to do whatever you want if you believe in who you get your information from. Be careful. Don't get overloaded. Pick and choose what works for you and do it. Okay? Most of the people that I've been in contact with for over the years have got all kinds of questions about seeds, about plants, about soils, about fertilizers. Maybe you're taking a gardening class from your local city at this time right now. It's a great time to jump into a gardening class. Maybe you're taking the master gardening class that so many university extensions provide throughout the country, okay? Maybe you have a neighbor that's moved in next to you that has an immaculate yard and seems to have everything growing right for them. Hey, why not bake a batch of cookies? Take it to them. Introduce yourself and get to know them. And let the occasion take its course, okay? Gradually, you'll be able to learn from that neighbor who has a beautiful lawn or who has an amazing garden or who has an awesome greenhouse, okay? Remember, the internet's not always the best place to grow, but there's some experienced gardeners and greenhouse growers out there on the internet that you can learn from. One of my most favorite that I like to listen to and watch some of his videos is Joe Lample, better known as Joe Gardener. He knows a lot. He does a lot of great things. He's been in the business forever. He lives in Georgia. Maybe you live in California or Colorado or Alaska for that matter. Situations are going to be totally different, but Joe has a great foundation for knowledge and information that he's learned and experienced over the years through what he does and helping people with their gardens, okay? In fact, hey, I just read recently that Joe Gardner, just built his first greenhouse on his property there in Georgia. I'm excited to hear him talk about that and some of the experiences that he has in there, okay? So don't be afraid to ask for help. Now, if I can help you, shoot me an email. You can reach me at gardeninggonewild2021@gmail.com. Okay, I'll respond to you. Leave a comment below. Ask any questions, or if you have any information you want to share with me, I'd love to hear from you. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you like what you're watching right now, go ahead and hit the like button. And please share with others, right? Because we're all in this together. We can help each other out and learn from one another. So now, the number one item that I've learned in 2022, last but not least, of all the thousands of other things that I could have learned or probably did learn over the course of a year, this past year, is pay attention to detail. Now, what I mean by that is you're going to invest in a greenhouse. Pay attention to what it needs. Whether there's water that needs to be for your plants, or whether your plants are getting too hot or too cold, transplanting at the right time, things that we'll talk about as the season progresses, okay? But learn from yourself, pay attention to your investments, pay attention to what you're doing in that greenhouse and garden, okay? You're going to invest time and money. You're going to invest a lot of effort and sacrifice. Don't let it override you. Don't let yourself become a slave to your greenhouse or garden or yard, because that's not what gardening is all about, okay? Now remember, nature never hurries, yet everything is accomplished, okay? Now, we could learn a great deal from nature if we would just spend more time out in nature, couldn't we? Get your kids out there. Help them learn about nature. Help them experience the cool things about bugs and insects, which are the same thing, but also animals up in the mountains or out in the prairie, wherever you're at. Fishing, hunting, hiking, whatever you're doing, swimming, okay? Get your kids involved. They need that experience. One of my favorite authors of today is a man named Richard Louv. Now, Richard is an amazing author, and one of his latest books that he's written is called Last Child in the Woods. A subtitle for that is Nature Deficit Disorder, and I highly recommend it. 2022 was a pretty good year for me. Now, I want you to approach 2023 with the attitude that you'll not give up, you'll be patient, you'll ask for help, you'll not give up. Did I already say that? I did, didn't I? Don't give up, and trust in yourself. Now, I'm excited to film a lot of videos in the coming months that I hope will be beneficial to many of you who love to garden, okay? Who are just starting out, or maybe someone who is scared to death and overwhelmed with gardening or growing in a greenhouse. My comforting words to you are, don't be, okay? You can do this. Take one day at a time, one plant at a time, one success at a time. I'm passionate about what I do. I love to teach. I love to help others. So hopefully in my videos you'll be able to pick up on some good things that will help you, okay? Transplanting in your garden, all the things you grew in a greenhouse, or even if you went to the garden center and bought them down there, or planted them in your house and grew all your plants in your house, okay? I have a friend that does that, and he does a great success with it. I have other videos that you can watch that talk about building a greenhouse, things to do, things not to do. Look back in my library of videos, and you'll be able to watch parts 1, 2, and 3 of So You Think You Want to Build a Greenhouse. Again, in my next video, we're going to talk about journals, why you should keep one, what you should put in there, okay? Thanks for watching my video. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, please do. It helps build my confidence in what I'm doing. And like anybody else, it's going to get better. We're going to become more professional. You're going to love watching all the videos. I'll leave a few of the goofy things in there because I'm a goofy person, okay? So if I mess up and I don't take it out, hey, just enjoy it, okay? If you haven't subscribed again, subscribe to my channel. If you like what you've watched, please hit the like button. And by all means, please share it with others. Until next time, I'm Mark V. Dub, Gardening Gone Wild. Have a great day, and we'll see you again.